See, American Werewolf in London is not a comedy. It's called a comedy. They keep calling it a comedy. It's very funny, I hope. It is not a comedy. We meet these two boys in a truckload of sheep. This is not subtle. You know, these boys are dead at the end of the movie. This is not a happy story. This is a horror film, and a pretty classic and traditional one. If anything, Werewolf is a throwback. I mean, I was trying to make a contemporary version of an old movie. I wrote American Werewolf in London in 1969 when I was in Yugoslavia, the former Yugoslavia, on Kelly's Heroes. And I don't know, there was a kind of deliriousness to us guys in Yugoslavia. I was with, Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, Don Rickles, Harry Dean Stanton. It was the wildest group of people. It was inspired directly by something I witnessed. I was being driven from Umag to Novi Sad. They had this one-lane street, highway that went 400 miles. This guy named Sasha, who was a Yugoslav, who I'm sure is in the War Trials Tribunal now, but he was a driver, very nasty guy, but he spoke perfect English, and he and I were being driven down this road, and we stop. What's going on? We get out, and there were gypsies, and again, I grew up in L.A. I mean, for me, it's all the back lot. We get out, there are gypsies, and it's like, they're dress extras. They have babushkas. They look like Maria Usmanskaya. They got the jewelry. They're completely dressed. It's like, hey, wardrobe did a great job with these gypsies, So you felt like you were on another planet. You really were removed. It was a crossroads, and they were burying this man. It was a dead guy, wrapped with a canvas, and the canvas was wrapped with garlands of garlic and rosaries.
For 1,000 years, we gypsies have buried our dead like that.
And they're burying this guy feet first, and deep, and it's a burial, and it's some kind of ritual thing.
I couldn't break the custom, even if I wanted to.
He's being buried this way so he doesn't get up and cause mischief. And so I'm going, well, hello? What you mean get up? Like a zombie? Get up? Like what? And Sasha's going, yeah, he thought it was hysterical. There were about 40 people doing this thing. So we stood there for like 45 minutes watching this thing, and Sasha, meanwhile, has just pissed himself. He's laughing so hard. He thought it was the funniest thing. And I kept thinking, what if he did get up? We drive away. We go to bed. That night, crane in on the thing like that, and the fingers break the surface of the earth. All these classic EC images. And he gets up. And he's going, Sasha, something, and he comes, The point is that Sasha and I would be totally, not only ill-equipped, but unequipped to deal with the living dead.
Can I have a piece of toast?
Because it's not only out of our experience, it's horseshit. So, when the man's standing in front of you going, like this, you're going, excuse me, and you're making jokes or whatever it is, because it's clearly not real.
Has it occurred to you that it might be unsettling to see you rise from the grave to visit me?
Sorry to be upsetting you, David, but I had to come.
Aren't you supposed to be buried someplace in New York?
Yeah.
There's Rick working on Griffin Dunn, which was an extremely innovative makeup.
Have you ever talked to a corpse? It's boring.
It gave the impression that there was chunks carved out of his neck and face. It was quite a sophisticated makeup of the time.
Take your life, David. Kill yourself before you kill others.
So I wrote it in '69. It actually got me a lot of jobs, that script, because it was very, very funny.
Excuse me.
A naked American man stole my balloon.
And it was also very, very scary. But the unanimous response was either this is too funny to be scary or this is too scary to be funny. It was just inconceivable to people that you could be both.
Oh, no. Please don't wear that.
What's the matter?
I know you'll think I'm crazy, but in a half an hour the moon will rise and I'll turn into a wolf.
You and 20 million other guys.
Listen, I might tear you limb from limb.
Is that serious?
I just felt, of course it could be done.
You're not real. Oh, don't be a putz, David.
I took great pleasure in going to see it in theaters because I knew when the big scares were.
You really scared me, you shithead.
You gonna help me up or what?
But my intention was that all the violence should be very realistic. In fact, the first killing, Jack's death on the moors, I wanted it to be as real and horrific as possible. It's extremely unpleasant. And what he's saying is very realistic. He's, you know, he really is screaming in pain and fear.
Jack.
What I was trying to accomplish with American Werewolf was to make it as realistic as possible, to make it like this fantastic and essentially ridiculous thing is really happening to him, that he will go through a metamorphosis and become something other, become a beast, a wolf. In Werewolf, he's afraid he's losing his mind, and so his dreams have to relate to his own experience, which is why he thinks of his family, where it's safe, and because he's a Jewish American kid who grew up, you know, he was my age at that time, you know, so he grew up with images of the Nazis.
All right already.
This is directly influenced by Buñuel. There's a film, Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, which is one of my favorite movies, where people keep waking up. So by the middle of the movie, you're so confused of whose reality is what. You know, it's like Pirandello. It's like, what the hell is going on? You know, but dreams within dreams within dreams.
Hello. Have you been up long?
I've just had a nightmare.
Not to worry, I've just the thing.
Holy shit.
I had, when I wrote it, the idea that I would show the transformation with no cutaways, all on camera. I didn't know how I'd do it, but I intended it in bright, harsh light, you know, and I even had the music picked out then. I wanted Blue Moon.
You saw me standing alone.
Jesus Christ!
I knew that I had to come up with something clever. Now, I wrote it in '69, so in '71, I'm now making schlock with Rick Baker. And I said to Rick,